12 years old. He survived a near-death motorcycle accident earlier this year. Tell him who your favorite person is. Okay. We have, he won grand champion in obedience in 4-H back in 98, something like that.
20 years ago.
So I'm going to show you some of his cool tricks. I always use positive reinforcement. I never punish.
That's not true.
Sit. Good boy. Good boy. All right. Eat. Eat. Great job. All right. Look at me. Look at me. Good boy. Speak. Speak. There, huh? Speak. All right. All right. Play dead. Good boy. All right. Backwards flip. 1, 2, 3. Backwards flip. All right. Good boy.
You gotta do it. You gotta do it.
Frontwards flip. 1, 2, 3. Frontwards flip. All right. All right. Sit. Stay. All right. Jump on my back. Come on. Jump on my back. I said jump on my back. Stupid dog. Stupid dog. Stupid dog. Bad dog. I said you're a bad dog. Bad dog. Bad dog. Get on my back. I said get on my back. Bad dog. Bad dog. Bad dog. Bad dog. You don't obey me, I'm going to kick you again. Now get on my back. You're trying to hang me, you understand?
Does anybody not know the premise behind Wicked?
No.
That's probably most of the people, actually.
Wicked is basically the Wizard of Oz expanded, what happened before Dorothy showed up. So this is the first meeting between the two college roommates. The college name is Shiz. And it's Belinda, who ends up being the Good Witch of the North, and Elphaba, who ends up being the Wicked Witch of the West.
You notice who got to play evil?
I'm supposed to be blonde, and he's supposed to be green.
I'm supposed to have hair, period.
So it's needless to say that the two meet at college, and they don't hit it off too well. We practiced this about twice, so don't expect it. Dearest darlingness, Momsy and Popsicle.
My dear father.
Confusion overruling here as she is. But of course I'll care for Nessa.
And of course I'll rise above it.
For I know that's how you want me to respond. Yes, there's been some confusion, for you see my roommate is
unusually and exceedingly peculiar and altogether quite impossible to describe.
Blonde.
What is this feeling, so sudden and new?
I felt the moment I laid eyes on you.
My pulse is rushing,
my head is reeling.
my face is flushing.
What is this feeling? Fervid as a flame. Does it have a name? Yes. Loathing, unadulterated loathing.
For your face,
Your voice.
your clothing.
Let's just say I loathe it all. Every little trait, however small, makes my very flesh begin to crawl with simple utter loathing. there's a strange exhilaration in such total detestation. It's so pure, so strong. Though I do admit it came on fast, still I do believe that it can last. And I will be loathing, loathing you my whole life long.
Twinkle Linda, you are just too good. How do you spend it? I don't think I could. She's a terror, she's a terror. We don't mean to show a bias, but Linda, you're a mother.
Well, these things are set to dry.
Poor Linda forced to resign with someone so disgusting if I. We just want to tell you we're all on your side. We share all the
This is feeling so sudden and unexpected. I felt the moment I laid eyes on you. My pulse is rushing, my head is reeling.
We love it all.
Oh, what is this feeling? Does it have a name? Loving, there's such strange exhilaration in such total detestation. It's a pure, so strong. Though I do admit it came on fast, still I do believe that it can last. And I will be loving forever, loving, loving you, my whole life long. Boom!
If I make some funny faces, it's just me getting into the moment. So, a lot of my animal calls are used to put stuff in our freezer. So, I'll try to stick to the calls that maybe regular folks would hear. So, let's see, we'll start with one you might be familiar with. Get it up here. There's my owl. I use the owl hoot when I turkey hunt because what happens is you get in the woods in the early morning light, and the turkeys are sitting up in the trees. And you can only kill a tom turkey, what they call him a gobbler, because he gobbles. So I sneak in early, get into the woods. Light's just starting to come into the woods. It's a really neat time in the morning. And I'll work up an owl hoot. If I don't response right off the bat. I'll try it again, work it up a little bit more. And if you're real lucky, you have a turkey sound off into the trees. Well then, when I have the gobbler all fired up, he's up in the tree going, I sit down, and I pop my mouth call in my mouth, and I start talking hen to him, because that's what he wants to hear. He's up in the trees going, and what he wants to hear is sweet music to his ears. He wants to hear that pretty little hen talking to him. And she sounds something like this. Oh, man. Well, I'm right here. I'm right here. That's what he's saying. And she sweet talks him a little bit more. And oh, he gets fired. So that's turkey hunting. You normally don't hear the gun with me. He goes one way, I go the other, and that's how it is. Deer hunting. Deer, believe it or not, make quite a few sounds. But in late October, the deer have their mating season. And the bucks become pretty territorial, and they're what we call cruising in hunting language, looking for does. And a buck, if you're sitting in your tree stand waiting for one, this is a sound you want to hear. That's the sound of a buck chasing a doe. Real early in the year, though, I like to act like a little baby fawn in distress, because that mama instinct comes out in them, and they come charging in thinking a coyote has their little one, and I benefit from it. So, it sounds something like this, a fawn in distress. And she'll come running in and look. If she's not fast enough, she's in the freezer. Okay, for those who are, for those out there who don't like that, then you'll like this next noise, because it's the noise we don't like to hear as deer hunters walking into the woods. Sometimes in that early morning light, or just before the early morning light, things are kind of crisp and you're as you're walking through the woods, and you think you're being all sneaky, and then all of a sudden you're, and that's a deer snorting away. Now one more, maybe one more, unless I can think of more. I don't know, Wendell, you live out in the woods, you tell me what this is. There's your fox squirrel. And then, I can't do a coon, I'm not that good. See if you guys know what this is. Dove. Hear that in the springtime. And, babe, what else do I know?
Crow.
Oh,
Possum.
possum. Okay, here's my best possum. This is how my wife likes them. That's usually on the road dead. Crow. And if you visit the Fort Wayne Children's Zoo, this is my McKenna's favorite. McKenna, tell me what this is, baby. What?
A
Peacock. There we go.
Yes, Hackettstown, New Jersey, please. I need the number for M&M Mars Candy Incorporated. Customer service. Okay, 800. I need a pencil. Someone got a pencil? Hold it. Can you hold a second? No, don't hang up on me. Hey, quiet. on it. It's realistic.
It is.
Hackettstown, New Jersey. You need the number for M&M Mars Candy Incorporated. That's right, customer service. Yeah, I know, okay, just give me the number, will you? 800 868 come on, I don't do numbers very well. Can you go a little more slow? I got the 800 part. 868-884-86. 886-8884. There's no 6? They told me a 6. All right, I got it. Thanks. Hello. I'm calling about a question I have regarding a bag of candy I just bought. Can you tell me? Oh, all right. Hello, I'm calling about a question I have regarding a bag of candy I just bought. Sure. I need to speak to somebody who can answer a question I have about a bag of candy I just bought. Do I have the right department? I do? All right, great. Can you help me? All right, here's my situation. I just purchased a bag of M&Ms. No, I don't have an account number. I'm not with any company. I'm just an individual consumer. There's nothing wrong with the product. This has to do with something else. Is this a question? M&Ms with this bag is with almonds. That's right. Serial number on a bag of candy. All right, here it is. 401280. All right, expiration date. I just get a question answered? All right, where did I buy it? Is all this important? All right, I bought it at a gas station near where I work here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. That's right. Yes? Yeah, well, I work at a church. Yeah, I'm a pastor. No, damn. All right, can we just get to my question? All right, I purchased this bag of M&Ms, and I see that each M&M on my bag has only one M printed on it, so I think there's some sort of mistake here. Does your company know that you're printing M&Ms? That your M&Ms are being printed with only one M on each one? You're not aware of any mistakes or problems? You've never noticed this? Well, this doesn't make any sense. Each piece of candy should have the name M&M on it, not just an M. I purchased a bag of M&Ms, not a bag of M's. If you're going to sell M's, then why does it say M&Ms? Well, with all due respect, this is a bit misleading to the consumer. I see. All right. Okay. It still isn't right. If each piece of candy is an M, then 2 pieces should be called 2 M's, and 3 pieces would be 3 M's, and so forth. And therefore, the sack of candy should be called a bag of M's, not a bag of M&Ms. I don't see what you guys, I don't think you guys know what you're doing over there. All right. Well, let me see if I got it. If each piece of candy is an M&M, then the whole bag would be a bag of M&Ms. Okay, I could go with that, but I don't think you see the problem here. The individual pieces are printed with just the letter M on them, not M&Ms. Plus, it doesn't make any sense to call one little piece of candy an M&M. The whole thing is extremely confusing, incoherent, misleading, and perhaps even deceiving. All right. Now, I don't want to talk to somebody else. I don't want to go through this whole thing again. Just stay with me here. All you have to do to fix this, and trust me, I know how to fix things, all you have to do is just rename the bag itself to M's rather than M&M's. It can't be that big of a deal. I beg your pardon. I am not anal. I just like to All right. Okay. Yeah. One piece of candy is called an M. Okay. Got it. An M with another M is an M&M. Okay. I got that. I'm following you so far. Several M's with several M's make up a bag of M&Ms. Oh. But wait, it still doesn't make sense. The bag then should be called M's and M's, not M&Ms. Look at what it says, M&Ms. Which one is the M and which one are the M's? I mean, this could drive a guy crazy. Look, I have them all over the table here. they just say M's. You see how troubling this is? Well, hello. Where's that number again? Big call block. Hello, was talking to somebody in customer service about a problem with a bag of candy I purchased, and I was cut off. Could you reconnect me? Lines are busy. All right, I will be trying back later. All right, thank you.
Ready to go.
Just like the old days. All right. Maestro? My little buttercup has the sweetest smile. Dear little buttercup, won't you stay a while? Come with me where moonbeams paint the sky, and you and I might linger in the sweet by and by. Oh, dear little buttercup, with your eyes so blue. Oh, little buttercup, you're a dream come true. You and I will settle down in a cottage built for two. Dear little buttercup, I love you. Everybody! My little buttercup has the sweetest.
It's my
Dear little buttercup, won't you stay up?
What?
You and I will settle down in a cottage built for two. Dear little buttercup, sweet little buttercup, my little buttercup.
This dog's name is Oliver. It is a worthless dog. It is a dud. It is my wife's dog. I despise the dog. But we have a little bit of a bonding because we sing opera together.
Kim Birch. Not to get your mouth full. Can you come here and join me a moment?
No, that was me. Yeah, he got the wrong sister.
In magic, you deal with visual illusion, sleight of hand, and visual deception, shall we put it that way. With mentalism, the type of thing that I specialize in, it's all a part of mental processes to attempt to fool the mind, influence the mind, or control the mind. And since it would be difficult for me to pick somebody here and give you your mother's maiden name and impress you, since I would have the chance to investigate you, we'll try a little something different with influence. And Kim, I'm not going to embarrass you, but I would like you to close your eyes for just a moment while I show them something that I don't want you to see at this point. Okay? I'll open them now. I'm going to put my arms around you. Birch comes off the seat, I'm getting out of here. Here, I'm going to try and influence you to choose a card. For example, you may think that the ace is quite prominent there, it would be something worth selecting. But I want you to think of one of the cards that you see. Do you have one? Okay, would you name it?
8 of Hearts.
2 of Hearts, where was that? Boy, I went by
buy that one, didn't I? Oh, there it is. Okay. 8 of hearts. So is that a free choice on your part, as near as you can tell? In fact, while I was behind your back, I put one card of a different deck in the middle. And that's the one card this I need 3 people who have cell phones with them that I wouldn't recognize the ring. And, yeah, come on up.
Go, like the wind.
Go clap.
Put your cell phones in that bag.
You need a hammer?
The trick is he's going to make those all disappear.
Double your cell phone. Now, they're all set to ring, right?
Yeah, mine will
Okay. All right.
No, when we
Sit
step
down on
inside
the chair.
this church, we turn them to Bible.
No, stay up here. I need your assistance here.
Brian, our ringtone's the same.
And I'll give you a piece of paper. What I would like you to do, oops, I won't get that separated, is write your phone number of that cell phone on the slip. Don't let me see it. And I want you to stick it somewhere on here, so I have all 3 of them on there. It's your choice where you can put it. And I need somebody else to come and help make a call, or a couple of calls. Somebody want to come up? Somebody else. Just have to dial in the number we tell you. Just my phone.
Go ahead.
We'll tell you the number. Just hit the number and press that little green button there. You got it?
He's going to hypnotize you.
Now the place where you place these might indeed tell me something. Come back over here.
Okay.
All of us?
Yes.
So, try this one. I'll probably totally mess this up.
It's okay, the first one went by the way.
Uh-huh.
Your phone.
Oh, little,
Okay.
Check one.
let's put this on here. Ah, there we go. All right, don't give me any indication. That's a rather conservative ring. Let's say that that's probably somebody. Sure, it's Mark.
Very good.
Try this one. That's why you should usually use a volunteer from the audience rather than your own phone. Send it? Okay. A little jazzy there. Sure is.
It's not.
I told you I'm a little rusty. Let me see if I can guess the last one. Thank you.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and no one's fine. We wander morning away, seeing old lang syne. For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. We've twice more than ever, the morning sun to come. What seas between us spread out, seeing old lang syne. For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. Last verse. And there's a hand I trust in, and keys our hands hold on. We'll take a ride good really walk for old lang syne. For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll take a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne.
Hello. I am Howard Kroc from H&R Kroc Tithing Service. Planning out your personal budget for 2009, call upon our office to learn how to enjoy substantial savings when tithing to your local church. In these trying financial times, every penny counts. Our company helps thousands of Christians every year, and we would love to help you as well. For instance, let's say that you make $700 a week before taxes. Do you tithe $70, or do you wait until after you render unto Caesar and tithe $56.22? The answer? Neither. You may still be missing many more legitimate tithe deductions which can lead to substantial annual savings. Remember the friends you had over for dinner last Tuesday night? Did you talk about the Lord? If so, deduct the whole cost of the meal. Even if you didn't talk about the Lord, praying before the meal is adequate to justify a tithe deduction. The same is true for those after-church get-togethers at Arby's, Wendy's, and Pizza Hut. If you discuss points of the sermon during lunch, deduct the whole price of the meal, including the soft drink and dessert. In fact, the law allows you to take a double deduction if the pastor himself joins you in that discussion. Have you ever mailed a religious tract along with a house payment? If you have, that makes it deductible. Take the whole payment off. And don't forget to include tracts in those utility bills. Those little things can really add up. And these are just a couple examples of justifiable tithe deductions. There are many more. Bible covers, bumper stickers, WWJD bracelets, refreshments at home group meetings, prayer of Jabez tablecloths, wear and tear on pant legs from prayer meetings, Christian rock concerts, religious knickknacks, even if you give them away as Christmas gifts, T-shirts with churchy slogans printed on them. I mean, the list is endless. In fact, and many are not aware of this, but even the price of a non-religious movie ticket can be deductible if you have a religious experience while watching. At H&R Kroc, we will help you get the most of your tithing dollar. Do not let the church take more than what you owe. Let the law work for you. With the help of our experts, you can be assured that the kingdom of God will not get what is rightfully yours. Not a penny more. And we know how important that is. After all, God told us to be good stewards. How sad to be in the same situation as that poor widow in the Gospels. What a pity to give up her last 2 pennies. She should have visited our office first. Friends, give us a call. You can't be a cheerful giver if you're giving more than the law requires. When it comes time to tithe, seek ye first H&R Croc tithing service. Call today. The money you save won't be around forever.
Tonight on the show we have Greg Weaver, a dialysis nurse from Fort We also have
Alex, can I interrupt you just a second? I just wanted to know how everybody enjoyed my flautless son, or my son who plays the flute. Is he good?
Yeah. We also have Wendell Brain, a pastor from Martin.
This rickety old thing we have here. We need a proper stand.
Hey, gentlemen, please. All right.
Let's get this going. Come on, Alex. We've got a time crunch.
Finally, we have Denny Law, a gourmet chef and associate
Bill Craig rules! Yes! Woo!
Are you gentlemen ready to play?
Yes, let's go.
Okay. Denny, you won the coin toss, and you can pick the first category.
Take elders for 100, please, Alex.
Answer. Greg Kokel's affectionate nickname for Greg Weaver.
is a gentleman and a scholar?
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
Oh my gosh, that's not right. What is the Pillsbury Doughboy?
No, whatever it was, the remark was pejorative. Whatever it was.
I'm sorry, we were looking for the pumpkin.
Oh, wow.
Again.
I resemble that. I resent that.
All right. I'll take TEC for 100, Alex.
Answer. Arise on Sunday morning just as musical worship is ending.
Who is Patty?
Who is Mark Kloppenstein or Lynn Wegman?
I'm sorry.
That's not right. It's who are half the congregation. I'll take ologies for 500.
The Orthodox eschatological view.
Alex, what is, well, let me start off with some etymology of the word eschatological for you.
I'm sorry, that's time. Rick.
Are you going to speak?
What is Hal Lindsey's The Late Great Planet Earth, or dispensational premillennialism?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh, I work with these men who get all of their words from Tim LaHaye. We all know it is amillennialism.
Oh, sure, okay.
Now it's time to learn a little bit more about our contestants. Greg, would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure, Alex, and I'll be brief. May 13th, 1955. 8 pounds, 13 ounces, 21 inches long. Of course, my APGAR scores were very high. I went home the next day. I was a bottle baby. And,
Alright, well, now we're going to hear a couple words from one man.
Well, I'm glad you asked, Alex. I am the senior pastor at a small evangelical, dedicated to orthodoxy, passionately pro-life, slightly introverted church, full of hunters, bikers, Lord of the Rings fans, and maybe two Calvinists. We're a humble church, but we have an amazing youth group. I run with an iron fist. When I say run, my members ask how far. I am a champion among swimmers. In 1966, 42 years ago, I won 5th place in the YMCA Junior Diving Competition of Huntington, Indiana. I am capable with a deck of cards, handy with a hammer, artistic with bricks. Have you seen the arches in my church? And I run on the treadmill when I watch TV. Some words people might use to describe me are loving and tender-hearted. Though I do occasionally hear particular or even anal. To those people I just say, don't be so judgmental, for deep down I'm just a warm, fuzzy teddy bear. Amen.
I don't have a lot to say. I'll just say that I brought a hammer because it's a metaphor for how I live my life. Hermeneutic hammer. I just want to tell you all something about that I would like to say to you about this that I'm saying right now.
Okay, let's go on. Wendell, you had the last correct answer, and choose the category.
I believe I'll take tech for 200.
Clue is a one-word answer.
What is magic?
What is Dave Birch's most common form of communication?
Close, Greg. The correct answer is, what is a to Greg Weaver. Give me elders for 200.
27. Greg.
What is the number of times Wendell flips off the congregation while giving a sermon?
The number of books that Greg takes up to the pulpit when he's preaching.
That is not the answer we were looking for.
I know the answer, Denny. It is the number of months it takes to get your homework back from Denny Law.
No, I'm sorry. We were looking for the number of children the Warrens will most likely have. You got that one, Wendell.
I'll take tech for 300.
The projected completion date of the church library.
What is when Jim Rust installs awnings over the back entrances?
I'm sorry, that is not correct.
What is the year 2025?
No. Danny?
Oh, what is at the end of the 1,000-year reign?
I'm sorry, that is also incorrect. We were looking for when Kloffensteins and Harmisons attend church on the same Sunday. All right, Wendell, back to you.
I'll take tech for 400.
Answer. In the cloud. Greg.
Where is the location that evaporated water condensates and again forms into droplets, or the condensation of water?
No. Danny.
Now let me talk to you a bit about a play called The Clouds by a gentleman named Aristophanes. He was a playwright. I believe it was a...
I'm sorry. We're out of time, and that's incorrect or something.
My gosh, it's so easy. This one is easy. It's where Seth's head has been since his engagement. Have you seen him? He stumbles around like this all day. Thank you.
Choose again.
I'll take pop culture for 500.
All right. Answer. Facebook. Greg.
What is a book about faces?
What is a medium through which I spy on my members?
That's what we're looking for.
Where does Pam Durdall spend her day? It's funny because it's true.
Danny, you may choose the next category.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yes, thank you, Alex. I'll take the elders for 400.
12. Wendell.
The number of consequences that Greg will suffer the next time he interrupts my sermon.
Greg.
The number of tries it takes Wendell to pronounce the word consequence.
Consequences. Consequences.
Greg.
The number of minutes it takes Denny to read War and Peace.
Whoa.
You would also have accepted the number of times Pat Mangus has lost in Halo to his daughter Ashley.
You know what's going to happen at the Mangus house tonight.
Halo? What is Halo? What is that? Halo? Is it about angels? What are we talking about? What are we wasting our time for?
It's this whole thing where there's a circle and it's very complicated. I wouldn't expect you believing it.
Did you hear the one about Princess died?
The Halo? The Princess died? What are you talking
I was
about?
going to tell jokes I thought it might be inappropriate.
Yeah.
No, it's not too bad.
It's never never stop people.
Okay,
Time is running out.
okay,
Surely Lost will be starting soon, then Law will be gone.
I'll definitely be gone. I love Lost.
all right, well, let's just skip right to Final Jeopardy. All right, they don't, you know. Let's, category is TEC family. Place your wagers, gentlemen. Okay, the wagers are locked in. Final answer is the long and winding road. You have 30 seconds. Good luck. Okay, gentlemen, Wendell, we'll start with you. What did you vote for your answer?
My answer is attempting to teach Jan Dreyer a magic trick.
I'm sorry, that is incorrect. Your wager was 500. That takes you down to 200. Danny, but
What is E4 for Pam Durdahl?
I'm sorry, that is also incorrect. Your wager was
pie.
$2.99.
It never does an end table. It's very complicated.
Greg,
What is the song that best describes my preaching style?
you wagered 400. That brings you up to 800, which makes you our daily winner.
Let's get out of here. Let's go. We'll be telling a lie. We're going to try to determine who is telling the truth and who is lying. We'll hear 3 stories. We'll vote on whose story is true, and then the truth will be revealed. So first of all, we need, who's up here, Kim? Okay, we need Nate, Eric Warren. It's okay. Eric? Nate? Is Nate in here? Nate? Nathaniel? And me. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, that would be so funny. We just have to drink so many cakes of hot milk. Then we'll just be like smokes. Here's the second.
Can you hear me well enough without the mic?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a really embarrassing story I don't like to tell very often because it happened a long time ago before I was the suave youth minister I am today. Last year I went to the DC and I did a fine job there. We were at the Smithsonian, but many years ago I did not do so well. When I was in 8th grade, I went to Washington DC and did some touring. I had a really cool part where I was in the changing the guard at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. We also visited the Smithsonian. At one point, being a kid, I thought the fire alarm looked kind of cool. I pulled it, set off the alarm. There weren't any sprinklers, thankfully. The alarms went off everywhere. Everyone had to evacuate the building, and everyone was wondering who was the dunce who did it, and it was a little Hoosier, me. That's the whole story. So it was embarrassing. Everyone had to exit the Smithsonian. It was all my fault.
Well, what I found early as you get onto advanced years like I am, right, Kendall? It's a little harder to pick your most embarrassing story because there's so many to choose from.
Amen.
But some of you who don't know me that well may find it hard to believe that as a kid I tended to be a little hyperactive. They probably would have pumped me full of Ritalin when I was a kid, but fortunately they hadn't invented that yet. So my parents took us to DC when I was 9, and we were in the natural history part of the Smithsonian. I took a look at, I can't even tell this.
It's a lie.
We're here.
So, took a look at the cool dinosaur skeleton they had there, and I thought, hey, that Triceratops would be really fun to ride. So my parents are looking the other way, staring at a polar bear. I climbed over the barrier, climbed on top of the Triceratops, and I don't know if there was a motion sensor or what, but guards just converged on it. My parents wanted to disown me. They let me come back with them, but they've never let me forget about it either.
Thank you. When I was 7 years old, I went to Washington, D.C. With my family. While I was there, I was in the, I forget which part of the Smithsonian it was, but it was the part with a lot of the cool diamonds and rocks and things like that. And there was a moon rock, and I was pounding on it like a drummer for some band that I probably don't remember. But I was beating on it, and the guard told me to stop. I did not stop, and so I continued punching it harder. And at that point, the system-wide alarm went off for the whole part of the museum that I was in, locked down all the major exhibits for 24 hours, and we had to come back the next day and see the Hope Diamond, which we were there to see. So now I have a picture of me with the Hope Diamond locked down, and a picture with me with the Hope Diamond opened up the next day, 24 hours later.
Now it's called the No Hope Diamond.
So I cried, but it was good.
All right, your job now is to decide who you think is telling the truth. I'm going to ask you all to close your eyes so you're not influenced by it in case somebody happens to know the story. Raise your hands, and we'll just kind of... Kevin does this every time. She's already voting. She loves this. So you'll close your eyes. I'll ask you one by one to vote who you think is telling the truth, and then we'll have you open your eyes and have the person telling the truth actually stand up.
I don't want to vote.
So one is telling the truth, two are not. All right. Yeah, if you don't want to vote, you can don't close your eyes. All right, everybody close your eyes. If you think Seth is telling the truth, raise your hand. Okay, if you think Eric was telling the truth, raise your hands. And if you think Nate was telling the truth, raise your hands. All right, everybody can open their eyes. Would the person who was actually telling the truth please stand up?
Yes!
I did.
I would just like to say, I noticed most of the people that voted for me were people who knew me when I was that age.
Wow.
All right, we need Dave Piltage and Kevin Smith.
Do I really have to do this? Okay. Well, Tracy and I were down in Indianapolis, and we're at this restaurant. Thought I was going to get to lie. So anyhow, we're at this restaurant, and I got to go to the bathroom pretty bad. Ate some things, didn't agree with me, and I'd never been there before, so I go down the hallway, go into the restroom, and anyhow, I'm in the stall. No big deal. I thought it was kind of funny, you know, not a lot of times restrooms are unisex, so didn't see a urinal on the way in. And I think I hear some high heels. So, you know, I look under, and yeah, those are definitely women's feet. So I look at my feet, and I'm thinking, these are probably not women's feet. So I just kind of camp out until finally there's no feet in there, and I bolt. That's my story.
All right, David Pelton.
I had a similar experience. I was at a retail store. I won't mention which store it was. And I just got my new cell phone. And I was fiddling with it, trying to figure out how the camera and the calendar and all of the features worked. And I told my wife that I would be right back, and I told her I was going to go use the restroom. I went to the restroom, walked in, not thinking too much about my surroundings until I heard the voices. And I suddenly froze and realized what I had done, and there was nothing I could do. And it was really terrifying. And I waited. I'm wondering if somebody's going to call me on this phone, and I'm wondering how to turn the ringer off real fast. Because my wife's going to wonder where I am, and it was a very awkward situation. So I waited till the voices moved to the other end of the room, and I quickly jumped out. I was wearing boots at the time. I was hoping they weren't paying attention to the feet under the stall, and jumped across the hall to the men's room, and then I made my way back to the store, and that's all I had.
Well, I was at the mall, had to go, so I didn't do my business, and it struck me odd there was no urinal, so I thought, well, get in the stall. And I got in the stall, and I saw this little box on the side. Sanitary napkins. When I heard footsteps, a woman's voice, and I knew I was in trouble. So Yes. Waiting and waiting. Finally, there was silence. I did the 40-yard dash and nobody ever saw me.
Okay, it is time to close your eyes. All right. If you think Kevin was telling the truth, raise your hand. All right. If you think David Piltich was telling the truth, raise your hand. And if you think Dave Birch was telling the truth, raise your hand. All right. You guys can open your eyes. Let the truth teller please stand up.
Nikki's group, we went on a camping trip, went to this campsite, and thankfully they had restrooms, and I had to use the restroom, went in there, and I didn't realize when I walked out that I had toilet paper hanging out of my pants, and there were a couple guys that were kind of pointing at me and laughing, and I didn't know what they were laughing at, and I finally just went back into the bathroom and ended up realizing I had this toilet paper hanging out of my pants, and I was terribly, terribly embarrassed. It was awful. Well, when I was a teenager, we were camping somewhere in Michigan, and had to use the restroom, came out, and ready to go back to the campground, or my campsite, and apparently there was toilet paper sticking out the back of my pants, and guys were laughing. There was some guys, and they were laughing, and I made it back all the way back to the campground, to my campsite, and my mom told me. I didn't even realize what they were laughing about. So.
was also a teen, a similar incident. And I went to visit my brother and his family. They were camping in Charlevoix. And I had to use the restroom. And I don't like the toilets because they're always gross, so I lined it really good with toilet paper. I sat down, did my thing, started walking out, and there's two teens kind of looking at me and pointing. I'm like, oh, they must like me or something. Kept laughing, pointing, smiling. Then I got back to my campsite, and I noticed, or I felt something brushing the back of my leg. I looked down, and a big string of toilet paper was tucked in my pants. All right, time for the audience to vote. Close your eyes. All right. Eyes closed. If you think it was Jen, raise your hand. Ooh. All right. If you think it was Ruth, raise your hand. If you think it was Christy, raise your hand. All right. Would the truth teller please stand up?